G'day and welcome to Down Under Sports, where we talk all things sports related, just down under. I'm your host, Christopher Spreezy, and I'm joined by my NBA companion, Stelios.
Thanks for having me again, Chris.
Good to have you back, mate. It was a few weeks off there.
A couple weeks off, but there's been plenty of action in that time.
There has been.
Let's get straight into it.
Let's go. So let's talk about the new proposed NBA season. So fewer games, an in-season tournament, and a playing event for the final two playoff spots. What are your thoughts on that?
So this is the proposed structure for the 2021-2022 NBA season.
Yeah.
So on the surface of it, I'm generally a traditionalist. I like keeping things as they are if they're working well. So traditionally the NBA season is 82 games long. So I prefer to keep it like that.
Mm-hmm.
If there's no need for a radical change.
Yeah.
So when you look at why they'd want to do it, I think the NBA, the viewers have been going down a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're trying to spruik up a bit of interest by having like a in-season competition. Yeah. So that'll make up for the 4 or 5 games that are lost for the whole year. In terms of having that in-season competition, it's a little bit like in soccer, the FA Cup in England, or just in general other competitions when they have smaller competitions throughout the season to keep it interesting for teams who aren't performing as well, to try and give them a chance to win something.
Yeah.
In terms of having that sort of competition, I don't know, it's something different. It can potentially give a chance for players not getting a go on some of the top teams or even in the bottom teams to sort of show what they've got, some of those players. So it's good from that perspective. But if it's meaning that the actual season's a few games less, I'd rather not look into it. What are your thoughts?
For me personally, I wasn't a big fan of the whole in-season tournament, but then I'm looking at it from the point of like the Detroit Pistons or a Charlotte Hornets, where they don't really have goals of winning the NBA title this season or next season or the season after.
Yeah.
They don't have the squad in place to challenge for an NBA championship.
They could put a 4 or 5 game
that's the thing.
Exactly. Win something.
Exactly. So that's where I can see where they're coming from for the in-season tournament, the NCAA tournament. Any team can get hot and make a run.
That's what it is. It's all about runs.
Yeah. So I think that's good. It'll generate some buzz and some excitement for the teams that haven't really been pushing for an NBA championship. Atlanta might get hot for 3-4 games.
No, definitely. Trae Young might put 50 points, 60 points a game.
And anyone can win that season tournament.
Exactly.
So that season in-season tournament will be taking place after Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving was yesterday. So happy Thanksgiving to all our American viewers out there. So for the month of December, we'll see this in-season tournament if it does get approved.
Of course, it still needs to be approved in April when they.
It needs 2/3 of the vote.
Majority.
But I can see that being a fun thing. It'll be different, definitely. But
it will spruik a little bit of interest as well, especially for those teams who aren't performing so well or aren't really in playoff contention.
Yeah, definitely. And there might be a few surprises there, and I think it'll generate some
and
good
again,
buzz.
Coming from a bit of a soccer background, don't you love it in FA Cup? In the English Premier League, for example, the League One, League Two, these teams, if they make a huge run in the FA Cup, it gets everyone excited. So it could potentially be someone like that in the NBA too. So
definitely. So that's something to possibly look forward to.
Yeah.
Regarding the playoff seedings and the top 16 teams and that, you want the best teams to be in the playoffs.
That's correct.
And you want the best teams to play in the finals to really see.
So currently, if the two best teams are from the East or if the two best teams are from the West, you're only going to get one of them in the finals because it's East and West. Winner from that goes into the NBA finals. Whereas this new proposed structure will mean that at the final 4 level, that it will be jumbled up. So whichever the best 4 teams are, 1 to 4 from East or West, regardless, could potentially. So you could have both teams you could have
a Lakers Clippers final
potentially.
Which has never happened before, obviously due to the West and the East. Look, I'm all for the 2 best teams competing. So I'm open to that change. But like you said, it's always been the West and the East. So we'll see if it gets approved.
To be honest, I don't mind it. I like you said, if it's the 2 best teams end up making it to the finals, irrespective of which conference they are, and if this is going to help facilitate that, then I don't mind it. But so this is only at the final 4 level at the moment. Whether you go to a a top 16 in terms of disregard conference altogether and have like top team play the 16th team regardless of conference. I think that's a different kettle of fish altogether. I think it's going to be difficult for them to try and implement that, because if you've got, let's say, 10 teams from one conference, 6 teams from another, I don't know, so they might...
It's a bit lopsided.
It is a little bit lopsided. So I think they'll try and stick with the 8 and 8, and if they were to do it, it would be probably the top four
for the
seeding level to see who's going to make
conference finals. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Look, that's all right. So
it's a lot of food for thought.
It is, and we'll see if it gets approved. I think the vote's in April, so we'll know more if it's coming in. Not next season, the season after, but look, it's
there's
something.
Still a lot of water to pass under the bridge, and there's going to be a lot more discussion.
Correct, and there's something to look forward to regarding that.
Yeah. So that's a bit of a look to the future. let's go a bit of a flashback to the past.
One of my most favourite players, Stelios.
I remember you told me about this time when you started following NBA. That one of your favourite players was Carmelo Anthony.
I remember that baby blue Denver Nuggets jersey. I had it. I was rocking it all day. He's back in the league.
He is.
And for the past 3 games, he's averaging 22.3 points per game. I mean, that's a very good stat line.
Solid contribution, considering that he's been out of the game for a year. It's pretty much been just over a year when he got cut from the Houston Rockets. And in a little bit of the way it all sort of transpired, it didn't really go down very well. Like, I think Carmelo...
It was a messy breakup,
It was very messy. Carmelo himself felt like he had a bit of an ego hit. He felt embarrassed at the way things sort of played out. Like an all-star... He's been He was
a franchise caliber player.
He was a franchise player.
New York, and then to see him get cut like that.
Yeah, to feel belittled and...
Yeah, it would have been a huge blow to the ego.
It was. And I think he's changed his approach. So coming into this new phase now with Portland, he's humbled himself. He knows that he's no longer
the man. The franchise,
He's there. He knows that it's Damian Lillard's franchise now, and he's going to just try and help facilitate that. Try and score efficiently. Try and facilitate team offense. Try and his defense has never been his forte in the last few years anyway. But try and provide something on the defensive end.
So he's a team player. He's doing what needs
to be done. Exactly. Which in the past has probably been more of a like, I'm going to do everything offensively, and the
I'm going to do the 40 points.
The rest of the team can play around me. Get me the ball, and I'll win you the game. Now he's completely got to change his approach. It's coincided with Portland turning the last few games anyway, turning their season around.
They're playing better.
They are playing a lot better.
That's a very underrated pickup, I think, in my opinion. I think he was going to sign for the Nets or Lakers. There was talk about that. But I think Portland, low risk, high reward.
Yeah.
And they did a great job.
And they needed something to spruik up their season, because they found themselves, I think, in 14th spot at one stage in the West. So now they're slowly churning up their way.
They definitely got that spark. I could see him being a huge player. He's coming off the bench or starting. I could see him really helping the Portland Trail Blazers.
Really push towards playoffs.
Definitely. I think they will make the playoffs, by the way.
I think they will too. I think
they're too strong.
Too good a team to not make the playoffs.
I agree. Let's talk a bit about the Lakers, shall we?
So the 10-game winning streak.
10-game winning streak, 17-2 record.
So what are your thoughts?
Tied for the best start in franchise history. I think, obviously, a great start to the season, but as you mentioned to me prior, they haven't really been playing the toughest opposition.
So during this 10-game winning streak, all of their opponents have a less than 500 record. So they've all got...
Wow. That's a huge... It's very misleading, that 10-game winning streak, 17-2 overall, because they haven't been playing the top teams, have they?
They haven't. And we've actually traced back the start. So they've played 19 games, they're 17-2.
Yep.
So the tough teams that they've beaten, so they beat Dallas in an overtime match with our...
And they should have lost that game too,
They've beaten Utah Jazz, which is a good,
solid team.
Solid win. And then, other than that, they've lost to the Clippers, who's tough opposition, obviously, in the first game of the year, and they've lost to the Raptors.
Yep.
So, I think they also beat Miami Heat, and we're still, the jury's still out on whether the Miami Heat are going to be they're going to be pushing, or whether they're going to be maintain the lead that they've had.
Because they've gone off to a good start.
They've had a very hot start. Jimmy Butler's facilitating that. They're all sort of working around him. But whether they're going to, in terms of this start to the season, they've had a very light run. Everyone else has been pretty much a sub 500 team that they've played.
It's kind of misleading, the start.
I think it is a little bit look, all you can do is play the teams in front of you and beat them. So tick to that. Yep. They're getting the job done, and a lot of the times for better teams, it's easy to go into a lull and those games where you're expected to win, to lose. Yep. So from that perspective, they're getting the job done. They're winning the games they need to be winning.
They're doing their part.
But whether they're actually a 17-2 type team, I think
we'll find out a bit.
We will find out because they're going to come into a stretch now where they're going to play some of the stronger teams in the comp. But I'm still holding off on saying that the Lakers are a clear top team in the West or anything like that. I think we'll find out in the next few games. Exactly.
Talking about strong teams, let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks.
So similar, we've got two teams who are on 10-game winning streak. So the Bucks today have also got the 10-game winning streak. So I remember it was 2-2 at the start of the year, and we were saying, has the bubble burst?
I remember that.
So they gave up two massive leads in the couple of the first two games. 20 points against the Celtics and the Heat, and since then they've lost one game, and that was a game where they had the ball with a second to go against Utah. Middleton did a turnover. And then Bogdanovic hit the 3-pointer to win the game. Otherwise, it would have gone to OT. So other than that, Milwaukee's had a very solid start to the year. And again, it's all centered around Giannis. If you take him out of the team, Milwaukee's going to be struggling. They're struggling to make the playoffs.
Definitely.
And the other night against Utah, he made history. So he had a 50-point, 10 rebound, 5 assist, 0 turnover game, and that was the first time since Jordan in 1989.
Can
so
you
repeat
me that stat line, please?
Second time in history. So 50 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, but 0 turnovers.
That's a
monster. Bit of a difference from the one you've got. Whose shirt you wear there?
Harden.
Rockets.
I like Harden. Hey, cut me some slack, would ya?
But in terms of the turnovers, that's the big telling point.
And I think Giannis plays a bit better defense than Harden, so
just a tiny
just a tad, right? Well, that's wow. He's tearing it apart. Look, he hasn't stopped. It's full steam ahead, isn't it?
It is. He doesn't stop. He doesn't stop. And he's recorded to start the season his 19th straight double, which again is the second time in history he's the second player to do that. It's an incredible start to the season. He was MVP last year, and he's taken his game to another level.
Speaking about MVPs, I'll give you another MVP candidate, Luka Doncic.
Don Luka.
Give me a second. 30-point triple-double average in a calendar month. Okay? 30-point triple-double average. Only 2 other people have done that. Oscar Robertson 8 times and Russell Westbrook 2 times. Luka did that in November 2019. So he averaged a triple-double.
It's incredible.
With 30 points. Not 10-10-10. 30-10-10. Is he an MVP candidate?
He's put himself right into that conversation. He's leapfrogged. He's gone straight up over Kawhi, over Anthony Davis, over Embiid, over all these guys. He's plonked himself right into top 4 MVP contention right now, as it stands.
He has, and he's 20 years old. I can't state that enough. He's not even 21.
You got to realise that most of the players coming out of college are older than 20 years old because they've had a couple of years college under their belt. So he obviously won Rookie of the Year last year, but he's just taking his game to a completely new level.
It's mind-boggling to me. So that he's so young, and he's putting up 41 points. Like it's nothing.
Do you think he'll be able to sustain this throughout the whole season?
Good question.
Because that's really
Good question.
Where in terms of his candidacy for MVP, and not only that, but Dallas's record. So they're currently fourth
in the West. Yes.
If they can maintain if they can get to like a 3rd seed in the West, and Doncic can chuck up these ridiculous numbers, He's right. He's top. It's hard to go against what Giannis is doing at the moment, because if Milwaukee maintains that record, Giannis keeps chucking up his 30, 31 points a game, 13, 14 rebounds and 5 assists. It's going to be very tough to not give it to Giannis again if he's doing that. But Luka, all he can do is just keep doing what he's doing as well.
And he's just a baby.
He averages a 30-point triple-double.
Only 3 people have averaged a 30-point triple-double in a month. Calendar month.
And
Look, I think there will be a dip. He can't sustain this. 40 points, 10 points. He scored 41 points today.
Yeah.
He's going to have a dip. When? I don't know, but he's going to hit a wall. But I think he could sustain it. Yeah, I think he will. I mean, he's 21 years old. Everyone hits a little wall. It could be later in the season, midway through the season, but he will bounce back. I actually think, if, like you said, if the Mavs finish in the top 3 in the West, why not MVP for Luka?
He has every chance.
Why not?
He's every
Why
chance.
not?
But a lot of it will also depend on what Giannis and Milwaukee do.
Yeah.
What LeBron keeps doing with the Lakers. If they just keep winning and LeBron...
Look, LeBron, they keep winning the Lakers, as we spoke about before, that they've been playing the best opposition.
Yeah.
But he's not putting up the numbers that Luka is.
Yeah, that's right.
And the thing is
and
that...
Davis is going to take a bit of it away from him as well, because Davis has started to pick up his game.
And if LeBron doesn't play for the Lakers, they've got Davis.
Yeah.
If Giannis doesn't play for Milwaukee, no. If Luka
and on top of that, Chris Middleton missed the last 7 or 8 games as of that streak, which Milwaukee's won 10 straight.
I don't know where you stand about Middleton, but I don't really view him as
he's not a perennial all-star.
No.
Like, he was all-star last year, but that was again on the back of Milwaukee's performance.
Yeah, and I think he's got to thank Giannis
propelling them to where they were.
Giannis for that max contract that he got, because
definitely.
Without Giannis, I don't see him getting that max contract.
But he still is the second best player on the Bucks. Regardless that he's not that superstar, he still is the second best player on the Bucks team.
No question about that. Anything else you want to add? I think that pretty much wraps it up.
And again, Harden, he's also in the MVP discussion as well. But yeah, those four.
The Rockets are a bit hot and cold, aren't they? You really don't know what
they've had a bit of a cold patch now, but again, they might. They have a chance to win 10 straight.
Yeah, they can score 160 points, but are they going to win the game?
Yeah.
You don't know. If you don't play defense, and that's going to come back and bite you.
I think it's fitting we finish on the MVP discussion.
I think it is.
Yeah, it's a good wrap.
I think it is. So guys, if you enjoyed that show, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also follow us on Instagram, D.U.S Down Under Sports, and follow me on Instagram, Christopher Spreezy. Where can people find you?
On Instagram as well, so Stelios Konstantinidis _23. It's a bit of a tongue twister.
I think we're gonna leave that in the description, that one, because it's a bit hard to spell. But yeah, we'll see you all guys next week. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yep, and have a great week.